Hi, Verde Valley. Richard Curry here at Channel 18. As you can see, I'm sitting here on a set here, and it's kind of rustic or kind of eclectic, and it's kind of an art show we have here out of Channel 18 here in Camp Verde. I want to say hi to Sedona, Cottonwood, Rimrock, all the surrounding areas, White Pine Nation. Well, they all have creative people that live in these different locations, and that's a big question mark, art, and what does art mean to you or to other people? Art is a hard thing to describe because everybody has a different feeling about art. Art is very meaningful to some people and very collectible to other people, and we have some big time art pieces that are worth fortunes today that we all know, well-mastered things of that nature. Well, we have a lot of local artists here in the community that are pretty well known and doing pretty good. But this TV show is kind of a showcase TV show, and it lets the community to look at the art and see what they think about it, and maybe contacting one of these artists and being able to purchase one of their art pieces and enjoying it. The one thing about history of mankind is there's always been art. I think art was the premier forerunner of almost anything in a culture or civilization, because some nation or some tribe or some clan or whatever got together and they drew some plans together and put together some kind of an art form, and then they became part of their culture, just like the Romans. They have so many different kind of areas of art to depict their country. It's almost recognizable in some of their famous artists from all over the world. Michelangelo and a whole bunch of other ones that are all over the place. So art from different parts of the world are some of the old masters that are still exist today and will exist forever. Their pieces are well sought after and well admired. And but we have a lot of local artists that are doing really nice work here, and they need their work showcased. But this program is right here, is to showcase it and maybe talk about it and describe it. It's hard to determine what is art and what isn't art. There's so many forms of art. For example, I forget the man. I think his name was Switchall or something on that order, and he was 100 years ago. He was a photographer, just beginning photographer, and he always thought that photo taking, even 100 years ago, was an art form, and he fought for 60 years, I think, until he died, to get it classified as art instead of just another a photo or taking a picture or something like that. And it's an accepted art form today, a very accepted art form, and probably one of the big ones today. But here's another example right here, cut glass. Now, cut glass can be very beautiful pieces. They've seen some of the huge, large ones all over the area, in mostly in homes and businesses. But this has been around for centuries and the beginning of time almost, because of it's some of the kings and queens and some of the hierarchy had mosaic glasses and glass around them, even into their eternity, as they thought. But this today is considered a craft instead of an art form, and therefore put it in a different category. But if you've seen some of the incredible pieces of art, you would know that they are truly an art form to themselves. And but art, one person to another person is different. As a matter of fact, I was in a Metropolitan Museum once in my life over in Minneapolis, and I seen some art in there that I thought children had done it, and some children are pretty good artists, but these things were done by adults, and they were in a huge, beautiful museum, and they're outrageously priced. So I guess it's all in the eyes of the beholder. Maybe they had the same thing to do with a couple, eye on the beholder of the couple, you know. But art is kind of a it's still there. It's still out there, and it's still well sought after and loved, but it's just not expressed. It's not showcased, and that's what we're trying to do here a little bit here in the corner of the world. That you're trying to get art out there a lot more than it is right now. I mean, what if we were to have an art society, and all our youth were into the arts, and we had this wonderful, wonderful atmosphere of art and culture and outdoor festivals and things like that, which we should be enjoying in this, especially this country of America, that is, you know, all the beauty and all the perfection of this country that was given to us. I mean, the most freedoms of any country in the whole world, and the greatest opportunity for any individual who really works hard for it. But art is a form that should be more sought after expression, especially for our youth today. There's so many other avenues or venues that consume their lives, and they really don't get to know what their creative side is, you know. And hopefully in the future they will. But here's another piece of art right here, and it's kind of made out like a needle point, and it's really pretty. And they put it on this rack here, and as you can see, it's hot air balloons, and something that's very common in Sedona. I mean, some person in Sedona would probably love to have this because it's really, really kind of unique. Kind of fits the pattern of this here, the valley right here, all the hot air balloons floating around. And I've never been up on one, but I think I would try one. And but this is a crochet or a needle point needle, and they've done a beautiful job. And this is considered an art form. Everything is considered an art form, or maybe this is a craft. I don't know for sure. That's what I'm trying to find out today. It's just bringing that out into the open, crafts and art. You know, I think the difference between the two is that art, or quote unquote art, commands higher pricing. Not only that, but higher respect as far as the field is concerned, you know. But there is all kinds of art. Well, here's another one. Here is a jacket. You see this jacket made by an individual. Is this an art form? It's a very beautiful jacket, very colorful. It could fit in a lot of different seasons, couldn't it? Something like Christmas or Thanksgiving, something in the fall. It's pretty neat, though. I mean, it's really quite nice. Whoever designed this or made it, you know, I think they're probably pretty creative. You know, some people don't think they have a creative bone in them, and maybe a lot of people don't. You know, but what about writing? Is that an art form? Writing, or singing, or dancing, or acting? Most of those art forms of art are intangible, and some of those different areas that I mentioned are some of the highest sought after in quote unquote the film industry, the TV industry. They just command big salaries. But and here's another piece of art right here that's kind of unusual, in the fact that this is a velvet, if you can see it, and it's a ship, big ship. But this ship this particular painting right here was painted over 40 years ago, and it was kind of a fad back in the country. I think it was in the 60s or 50s or something like that, 70s maybe. Everybody had one of these velvet things. I think Elvis came out with some of them, and they had some dogs with big eyes and all kinds of different things. But now this is a collector's piece, and it's sought after. And this particular one right here commands a pretty good price. And so, as time goes on, then everything changes, doesn't it? So you never know about art, you know. But there's several different artists here in the community, and several different artists shows in the community, and hoping that we can be part of them in the future and showcase some of their art. Maybe invite some of them as guests over here to actually be part of this production right here. Because once the word gets out about artists, I'm sure it would be a unending line of people wanting to show their art.